Hi there, Ice Cream Gecko here, and today I'm bringing you another food review. Today we're taking a look at the Mulino Bianco by Barilla, the Baiocchi, con crema a nocciole e cacao. Some biscuits with cream from nuts and cocoa. I guess they mean, yeah, those are hazelnuts, right? Mulino Bianco, the white mill, wonderful. You know, the Italians have got a lot of indigenous is the wrong word for that, I guess, but they've got a lot of sweet stuff, a lot of cookies that you don't get anywhere else. And I've grown to love them as a kid when we were on vacation in Italy. For most of the time, like most of my childhood, the only vacation that we had was Italy for 3 weeks a year, and maybe a weekend in the Netherlands. But Netherlands usually don't have Italian stuff, so this is the real stuff. Without palm oil is, I guess, what that means. Senza olio di palma. My pronunciation is probably well off once again. We've got it in Italian, then we've got it in French, and then we've got it in English as well. This is wonderful. And I guess I'm going to... Shall I read this out? No, to be honest, now you can read it yourself, right? So I don't have to translate anything. And to be honest, I can't translate Italian really well. After all, I don't speak it. 100 grams of this contains 511 kilocalories. We got 26 grams of fat. 10.5 are saturated fatty acids. 60 grams of carbohydrates. 21.5% of that is sugar. 3.3 grams of fibre. 7.5 grams of protein. Wow, that's a bomb right there. And 0.75 grams of salt. Wonderful. Interesting that they put 3 digits after the comma there. Huh. Per biscotto, 47 kilocalories in one biscuit. Sweet. Really sweet. I like the packaging of those things as well. They always got this kind of yellowish, creamy, milky tint to it. Really enjoy that. They put a lot of effort in them in these packagings as well, because as you can see, like all the ingredients and stuff, that's all just one line. Everything's on there, and the rest of it is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Most of the German foods nowadays is pretty Americanized. At least it feels like it a lot of the time. Not the chocolate, not most of it, but the regular stuff is pretty Americanized. Takes a lot of diversity with it. Proper diversity, not the stuff they talk about in the media. Let's get this opened up. I'm quite excited, to be honest. Let's see. Those are those. Okay, form factor, very much like an Oreo. That's something you are probably familiar with. A little bit of uneven spreading of the filling, and of course we've got those 5 little dots where you can see onto the filling itself. Let's break the one apart. Not really well broken apart, but that's the cross section through it. And yeah, let's give it a try. Boy, I like this. I will need a couple of more, please. Luckily I've got a whole roll of those. It tastes really good. So the cookie itself is not as dominant in the flavor, and not too much sweetness inside of that. Or is it? I'll try that again. I'm trying just to get the cookie and not the chocolate. Yeah, it's quite weird. Italian cookies and biscuits and stuff, they've got their own taste to them. They're different than what I'm used to in German sweets. They are not as sweet by itself, and they are a bit they taste a bit more like grain, if that makes sense. The sweet stuff is usually the chocolate they put on. It's like Nutella. Nutella used to be really sweet in Italy, and the German Nutella we had was a lot darker, was a lot more bitter, a lot different. You know, that's how tastes in different countries vary, and that's why. That's also the reason why, you know, Dutch cheese in German tastes a lot different, like Dutch cheese in the Netherlands. Over there it tastes better, of course, but you know they kind of export their products in a different kind of with a different ingredients list, I guess, and mix them up a bit weirder. I say weird because I usually prefer the items how they're being sold in the country of their origin. I usually find that a lot nicer. But yeah, Dutch cheese tastes better in the Netherlands than it does in Germany. So yeah, the same as when you buy Italian ham, like this Parma ham, the original one, that expensive stuff. In Italy, they cut it a lot thinner, almost like hair thin, and you just have a very thin little slice that you can read your newspaper through on your bread. When you buy that stuff in Germany, same packaging, same everything, just a different thickness in the slices. It's a lot thicker, and to me personally, I prefer the very thin sliced ham. There's of course difference with Italian ham and German ham and Spanish ham. Spanish ham I enjoy a bit thinner too, not as thin as Italian ham, but German ham, for example, like Schwarzwälder Schinken, that stuff you have to have a bit thicker, you know. But I guess that's where it comes. That where it comes from. That where it comes from. Yeah, good English, mate. Yeah, I guess that's where it comes from. Thank you. So I have to. I've still left out to try the chocolate by itself. I'm gonna do that now. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, that's sweeter. That's sweeter. What chocolate tea stuff I've got to say. It's got quite a bit of Nutella, but it's not as sweet as Italian Nutella. So I do not know how to describe it, but it tastes good. But it tastes better with the whole cookie. Mm-hmm. Definitely. These cookies and the chocolatey stuff inside of that's really good. Really good. Just the right amount of sweetness. Just the right amount of kind of a grain flavor. Really good. Really, really good. On a scale from 1 to 10, I'll give this a solid 9 out of 10. Again, maybe it's the kind of, I don't know, novelty factor because I never had it and it's Italian and I can get it here, so I'm excited to have it here. But as of right now, at this situation, at this point in time, 9 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching. I hope I'm going to see you soon. Until then, see you next time. Goodbye.